So my name's Captain Brian Kelly. I have a guiding service based in Plymouth, Massachusetts, RPS Fishing. We'll start by putting the hook, in the vise. You want this hook level, flat, and you want the hook point down. So you're gonna kind of just start your wraps. See how there's two sides to this? And you're gonna start facing your wraps backwards to secure that tag end line. So see how I have this tag in here backwards, and I'm wrapping backwards towards the rear of the hook to secure that. That's your anchor point to secure, so now that's not gonna slip. These are our hackle feathers. They're from chickens. If you can see the movement, it's why we like it. Once this gets in the water, that's the tail. So our next step is, how these are built, they're kind of strung together. So we're gonna need 4 of these. Doesn't matter on the size, so just grab 4, get your scissors, cut them at the base. So see where that fluff ends? That's where I'm gonna make my cut. So you're gonna have this fluffy stuff, just swipe it off. And now you should have 4 feathers without the fluff. You're gonna want 2 on the left, and you're gonna want 2 on the right. And when they talk about feathers, we talk about the concave. So it's the top, the way that this swoops down. So how this is swooping down, we want this to kick out. So we're gonna put it so the curve is going outward. And we're gonna secure this just like we secured our thread. Okay, so just grab 2 of them, and we're gonna put it on the outside, the left side of the hook. And see how I have room to tie it down, so if I make that first, there's gonna be material left. We need the stem protruding forward to really secure this. So we're gonna put our 2 on that side. We're gonna start making wraps forward. And we're gonna always manipulate materials after we tie them. So this is a little tilted down. We're gonna roll it back, and now that's flat against the hook. So that's the one side of the hook, and that's secure. So I'll start the other side as you guys are finishing that. It helps to do loose wraps in the beginning, like maybe 3 turns of light tension. And then once you get those 3 turns around, you can start giving more tension. So we're gonna take 3 strands of this and make it shine, simmer. So I just take about 3 or 4 of those. The full length of it, I divide it in half. So I'm holding it about equal distribution each side. So this is a very helpful trick. You want to start underneath it, right? And now we're securing both sides of that. And I can pull up and I'm not losing any of it. So as I'm pulling up, we're gonna wrap backwards. And now that flash is secured. That's the rear of the fly, that's the tail. Next thing we're gonna do is build the body. All right, so now we're just gonna start bringing our thread forward. Just make your wraps around there. You're gonna wanna leave, a little bit of a gap. Doesn't really matter. But just coat this with thread. You can go back and forth. So bucktail. Down here, it's hollow, right? So this stuff, it's good for certain flies, but not this one. Up here, towards the tips, this stuff's softer and it's not hollow. So we're gonna pick, a clump of bucktail about that big. So I'm pulling the bucktail up, going down to the root of the tail itself, the bone structure, and just snipping it off to get a clump like this. And then once you make that cut, you're gonna have access. So you just strip it back. You just start getting these short ends. See how much shorter these are? Start getting the short ends out. You know, we're gonna want about that much hair. So this is where the rotary vise helps, because I can just kind of flip this over. You guys might actually have to take the hook out of the vise and flip it over. So the hook is, because we're gonna tie in the belly. So just cut it square. Cut it square, a little angle to it. A little bit of angle like that. And then we're gonna put it on the head, right there. 3 loose wraps, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm still pinching this, because if I pull down this, all this hair is gonna wanna spin. So I make one good pull with a pinch. I'm really pinching on this hook. One good pull, and then it should stay secure. And just kind of keep wrapping where you made those initial wraps. And you should have some access like that. Same technique that we got for the last pinch of white bucktail. So we're gonna have that color now. We're gonna strip out the butts again. Once we strip out the butts, again at that little bit of an angle. I'm gonna put that there. 1, 2, 3 loose wraps to begin. Pinch, pull it down. What that really does is spread these fibers up top. And then we're just gonna start really securing these down. And manipulate them a little bit. You know, you can, now that these are down, you kind of want this stuff around the hook. So then we just kind of start our trimming process. Just be very careful here. This is where we can cut our thread. You know, so just take your time with this part. We're gonna keep adding more wraps once we finish the trimming process. We just need to really make sure the materials are stuck in place. You know, because once we trim it, you're gonna have some, you know, now you're gonna have your butt ends exposed, and that's when we really lock this thing in and clean it up at the end. And this is creating the head of the fly. This is called a Lefty Kreh's Deceiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This thing rotates and spins, so it's gonna drive you crazy. So there's a ball right here. Make sure you pinch that ball, right? And that'll help it from spinning around on you. So you hook it here, up to the point of the eye. So I have that triangle. Here's the top part. That's what you want going around your eye. 1, 2, 3. You have to let go of the ball in order to do that.